What up? 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 What's good, my people? What is up? What's up? It's me, L Teddy 27, and I am back, y'all. And we're here for another review of this wonderful Netflix original series, Blood and Water. This is season 1, episode 4. 4. 4. And this is titled Payback's a Bitch. Now, it was a lot. I keep saying that it was a lot. No, well, I didn't say that about episode 3. But I will say these even episodes, episode 2 and episode 4, yeah, it was a lot. So let's get right down to it. Fix and Chris, they had, I'm not sure if they're at Fix's house or at Chris's house. So they coming up with some scheme that Chris done concocted in order to get back at Pulang and Wendy. They are here for it. They're going to do whatever they can to make Pulang look bad and help Fix and her make her look better. Because now she done lost head girl. And I want to take a pause every time I say head girl now. Head girl. Anyway. Check out my last review if you don't know why we're taking a pause. Anyway, so they're just there to they're gonna try and do whatever they can to hurt Pulang and Wendy. So we're talking about breaking into people's computers, showing the video from Pulang's dad, just everything, paying people to do stuff, nefarious things, this, that, and the third. It was just a mess. Pulang calls down to Home Affairs and tries to get information on the signatures on the bottom of that birth certificate. Remember, they found a name B Jaxa, Jaxa, B Jaxa, and they're trying to find out more about who that person is who signed the birth certificate. We find out we also find out during this time that it was the mom who put up all. Remember, we talked about that room in the house where they have all of this information on the oldest sister, and there's like this whole thing, like when the detectives take the little thumbtacks and have a little string going from, part to part to connect the dots. The mom did all of that, but the mom at this point feels frustrated. She's like, I don't need this anymore. We're gonna take it all down. So I thought that was important that we saw that. When Pulang gets to school, Wade immediately stops her and says, hey, are you okay? She was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I'm fine. What happened? He said, oh, you haven't seen the video. He shows her the video, and she takes her phone, and then she goes into the bathroom stall and listens and watches the video. And it was real horrible. It was real horrible. Anyway, and she started reading all of the comments and stuff, and, I know how that feels. It was really horrible. Anyway, she decides to go to class, and Wade reminds her. And Wade tells her, "Listen, don't get in no fights. Don't go to class all mad, broke down. Remember why you are here at Parkerhurst anyway, whatever the name of the school is. Remember why you're here anyway, and don't do anything stupid to mess that up." So then we see swim coach. And Fix in class. And swim coach notices that Fix has been a little different. She missed practice in the morning and stuff like that. So swim coach is trying to, reel her back in and make her feel good again. So he was like, how about we hang out tonight? And she asks him, what about your wife? And he was like, don't worry, I'll handle that. Don't worry about that. So they got a date scheduled for later that night. And with a little girl who's the age of Fix, it don't take much to make them happy. An older, more seasoned woman would have been like, I know you fucking lying. You don't believe that shit. And would have cussed him out and kept it moving. But she's a teenager. She's 17. She don't know no better. Swim coach is fine as wine. Fine as all I do is that she want her a nice piece of jig. So she gonna be all right with it. Anyway, moving on. The boy who, we found out that the boy who helped Chris and Fix make the video is Mark, who's the boy from the party that Chris was making out with. That's when we found that out. Now, Then we see Pulang and Wendy in the principal's office. Pulang is laying Wendy out. She told the principal this is just like her. She's jealous, she's this, she's that, and the third. The thing they said it came from her computer, and we know it came from her computer, and she did this to try to make me look bad. And the principal was like, well, we're doing an investigation, and we'll get down to the bottom of it. But apparently Wendy is going to be suspended from school and suspended as editor of the magazine until they conclude their investigations. Anyway, that's kind of messed up for Wendy. Oh well, girl. The principal, and then the principal sat there and she just let, because the principal said, "Well, I need to call your parents," and Pauline was like, "No, no, 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 no. I can handle it. I can handle it." Now let me say this: by no stretch of the imagination, when something like this happens, do you ever think that you cannot call the parents? You have to call the parents because the parents are involved and implicated on said video. So the principal was negligent when she did not immediately call the parents. Like even when she had that meeting with, before she had the meeting with Wendy and Pulang, parents should have already been called. Parents should have already been called before we even had a meeting with the students. Now you could still meet with the students before the parents get there, but certainly by the time you sit down and meet with them students, you're gonna have called the parents and made contact with the parents. That's the first rule of any education system. You have to call the parents. A mess. A mess. That principal was a mess. KB then asks, we see KB. KB been trying to get in contact with Fix all day. Not Fix, but Pulang all day. He keeps texting her, "Are you okay? Do you want to talk about it? How about I want to see you. How about we sit down and talk?" He's been really wanting to get in contact with her just to check on her and see how she's doing, because he see if he likes her. He's enamored with her. KB then asks Fix if she had something to do with the video, because he said, "Tell me, did you have anything to do with the video?" And she was like, "No, no," and she vehemently denies it. But he does admit to her. He said, "Listen, I like Pulang, and I don't want to get caught up in y'all drama, but I do like Pulang." He let Fix know, "I like her. I like her. It ain't no play thing though. I like her." But Fix vehemently denies making the video. Then while Pulang and Wade are in the magazine, you got Pulang and Wade, they're in the magazine society room, little room, whatever. Tahira, Wendy's BFF, coming there all in her feelings because now she done found out that her best friend done got suspended, and she feels like the principal is being a little too heavy-handed. She also talks about we need to fight for Wendy and fight to see how we can help her. And of course Pulang is looking at her like giving her the side eye like, "Girl." And Wade is like, "Well, maybe she is kind of right. We don't know that she is the one that did it. There's a possibility that she could have did it." Anyway, after Tahira leaves, Pulang calls Home Affairs again. And she gives the name of the B Jaka person. Now, somebody named Promise answered the phone. But he said, "Oh, she no longer works here." And then he said, "No further comments." And when he said no further comments, that made me go, it's one thing for you to say she doesn't work here any longer or she hasn't worked here in a few years. It's another thing for you to say no further comments, because that's something you say to the press when you know they're trying to get a story. Keep that in mind. Anyway, then she decides to go to, she's going to go down to Home Affairs because she ain't going to take no for an answer. So her and Wade decides to go along. So her and Wade goes along. So it's a line from here to Timbuktu. Literally. Well, not literally, but, I'm being hyperbolic. Anyway, there's a long ass line there. So she lies to the little security man and says she's there to drop off some money for her dad or uncle or brother named Promise, and that's the name of the man. So the security man let him go back there and talk to her and tell her where he is. He was in the alley on a break. So they talk to him, and he don't want to give up no information at first. After that, Wade bribes him with a box of cigarettes, And then he sings like a bird, and he tells them that the lady's first name is Brenda. So we know it's Brenda Jaka, and we know that she was investigated and fired on birth certificate fraud. And we ended up getting all that information from him. Next, we see KB. Now, KB, this part really tugged at my heartstrings. So you got KB sitting there in the front of the school. He been texting Pulang all day, and his last text, and she haven't responded. His last text said, "Meet me in the front of the school. We really need to talk." And my heart went out because you know he loves her so much. And well, I don't know if he loves her yet, but he really sees her for he likes her. He's interested in her, and she's been ghosting him all day. My heart kind of went to KB. I was like, oh. Anyway, back at home, Pulang doing research on Brenda Jaka. She finds this article and finds out that she was arrested for making fraudulent birth certificates for home affairs. So she would make put incorrect information on birth certificates and get money. Anyway, fine ass swim coach takes Fix to some motel to blow her back out and be her box in. And I don't know if they had already had sex and was in between round 1 and round 2, or if they were getting ready to have sex. Anyway, the wife called and said she was having contractions and was going to the hospital, so he had to leave and left Fix there. Chris gets dropped off. Chris went out on a date with Mark, and he's getting dropped off by Mark. So Mark was like, how about I see you tomorrow? But if y'all remember, Chris had already said he was going to see Mark, go out with Mark today, and Zama tomorrow. So Mark is in front of the house. They in the car. He unzips Chris's pants, pulls out Chris's meat, and starts filleting that young man. Listen, that young man, Mark, started slobbing on Chris's knob. Slob on your knob like corn on a cob. Slob on your knob like corn on a cob. I mean, you don't exactly slob on corn on a cob, but y'all know what I mean. So while he's down there filleting Chris, servicing Chris, a car pulls up behind them. Who gets out of the car and rolls up there to the window? Zama. Zama looks in. Who is that? Mark looking at Zama. Who is that? Chris looking dumbfounded. And that's where that went. I was like, ooh, a mess. Down to the hospital, we find out that finance swim coach's wife isn't going into labor. She's having, like, I forgot what they call it. It's a specific, it's somebody that the contractions are named out after, but it's the contractions you have that's not really labor, but is, I forgot. But she was having contractions, yes, but she's not going into labor. She'll be fine. I forgot, but they're pre-labor contractions, not pre-labor, but they're before you go into labor. She's not about to have the baby, but I forgot the name of it. Y'all will put it in the comment section, I'm sure. We then see Zama at Pulang's house. Now Zama went to Pulang's house, and Zama is going over all of the stuff she just found out about Chris, about him being pansexual and this, that, and the third. Girl, why you ain't tell me this, that, and the third? What comes out of it is Zama does end up telling Pulang that she told Chris what Pulang's real name is, and Pulang immediately puts it together that Chris is the one who made the video. Baby, Pulang goes to that school, honey. She confronts Chris. Chris denies it at first, but then acquiesces and basically told on himself. He also basically told that Fix was in on it with him. Baby, Pulang went over there to confront Fix. Fix denied it. Pulang kept pushing. She kind of, in a backwards way, admitted to it. And baby, they got into a fight and was getting it down, because Fix happened to be walking with KB at the time. Now, when this fight ensued, swim coach broke it up. KB looked like he took the side of Fix and not the side of Pulang. So when Pulang is sitting there on the ground being drug over the the principal's office, KB is over there trying to help, comfort, and console Fix. And so Poulang is looking at him like, oh, really? That's what we doing? That's what we doing. A mess. A damn mess. When they get to the principal's office, all of the parents are there. And the girls are there. Poulang's parents were never told about the video, which goes back to what I said earlier. You can't have something like this happen, and the parents are not called. So now the principal look like she don't know what the fuck she doing, cause the mom and dad, Poulang mom and dad, what video? We ain't seen no video. We don't know nothing about no video, and neither did Fix's parents. It's a whole ass mess, a whole ass mess. So when they start talking about, the dad starts to reveal exactly what's going on with them saying that he stole his child, this, that, and the third. The mom of Fix all of a sudden has this, like, I don't know if she was having a panic attack or something, but she started saying, I can't breathe, I need to get out of here. Because the principal at first was trying to expel both of them, and they were like, nah, that's a little too harsh. We ain't at that point. So she came down off of that. But anyway, the mama is into something. Something is up with the mama, because the mama got all in her feelings when she heard that story about the 17 years ago they accusing me of stealing my daughter, this, that, yeah, all that, yeah. Anyway, Poulang's parents did end up seeing the video. When Poulang went outside of the principal's office, Wade tells Poulang that he thinks he knows where Bijaka is, like he knows where she is, what prison she's in. And Poulang says, I don't give a shit about Fikile Bele. What was it? I think her last name is Bele. Fikile Bele. I don't give a shit about her. And I was like, ooh, baby. Poulang goes home, baby. She starts ripping up all the little, research she been doing, all of the information she found on her sister and all of the stuff she's been working on to prove that Fix is her sister. She ripped all of that stuff up and threw it in the trash. Then got on her phone, sent a voice message to Wendy and said, Wendy, I know you don't see it from me right now, but I believe you. I know you ain't do it. And here's some information to help you. And she told Wendy that Poulang is sleeping with fine-ass swim coach. And I was like, ooh. And she left that message to Wendy. She said, use it however you see fit. I was like, bitch. So then after that, the principal, we see the principal meeting with Wendy and her mom. And Wendy's mom was giving the principal the business, because she was like, now, you talking about all these protocols and everything. Well, maybe your protocols need some review, because I don't like how you handle my daughter, and I don't like how none of this went. And this is a private school, and all the money that we paying for tuition, you need to be treating my daughter better than this, because my daughter says she ain't do it, and I believe her. Child, it was a whole mess. And the principal did all of this. The principal handled wrong. She claimed she was handling protocol, but as we can see from earlier instances, you haven't been going completely by protocol to begin with. But that's a whole mess. Because what you should have done was all parents involved should have been called in already. There's no way you should have let Wendy shouldn't have went to class. Poulang shouldn't have went to class. Their parents should have immediately been called in. But whatever. Mark, we see Chris trying to text Mark. Mark ain't feeling him. Mark gets sending him middle fingers and all, saying, fuck you, bitch. Reese come over to Chris and says, why you didn't tell us about the video? Because now Reese know that Fix and Chris made the video. Then KB comes over there and he confronts Chris about making a video. And he's upset because he was like, damn, why would you do that to Poulang? She ain't did nothing to you. And this, that, and the third. You know she ain't had nothing to do with that article. And KB don't see it for Chris like that. Y'all know that. He don't see it for Chris like that. We then see Wade goes down to visit Brenda Jaka in the prison. And he wasn't prepared. He didn't even have the right question. The lady bribed him into sending her 3 gigs worth of data or something on her phone. But she said, ask what you want. The only thing we found out from her was that she did take money to make fake, or not phony, but to make bad birth certificate. It wasn't fake, it was real birth certificates, but to put fraudulent information on the birth certificates. And that was to help out these people that was trafficking kids. It was a whole mess. But he could have asked her a whole lot more questions. He asked her about the birth certificate, and she said, child, that was too long ago. I don't remember none of that. What else you want? She was willing to answer any question, but he wasn't prepared. It was a mess. When he leaves, he immediately texts Pulang and says, we need to talk about Bijaka. I'm coming to your house. Back at the house, back at KB's house. KB is at his house commiserating and all upset in his feelings and smoking weed because he know he fucked up with Pulang. So he talks to his dad. He tells his dad, yeah, I messed up. And, I protected, or it looks like I protected Fix instead of protecting Pulang. But I like Pulang. I really, really like her. His dad said, you messed up. And he said, well, did you talk to her? Because he gives him the old thing. Because my grandparents said the same thing to me. Don't go to sleep upset. You stay up as long as you got to stay up to work it out. But don't go to bed upset. And he was like, well, I've been texting her and she won't text back. And he was like, that's the problem with y'all young kids. Y'all think the only way y'all can communicate is via the phone. And I was with him. I was like, because I remember being in high school. And when I was in high school in the mid-90s, you didn't have no cell phone to call your girlfriend, your boyfriend, to call your friends, to call anybody. You had your house phone, but you weren't using no house phone. You went by people's houses, which is my point. That's the point the dad was making. You talking about she ain't hit you back up. Go see her. Hello? I was with the dad on that. Anyway, so we finally Wendy, we did see Wendy finally listen to Pulang's message. And she ends up writing an email to the principal and sends the principal email saying, I need to have a meeting with you to discuss the allegations, about Fix and the swim coach. A mess. A damn mess. Then we see KB comes over to to Pulang's house. And Sia reminded her mama gonna be home soon. You know how mama feel about you having boys in your room. And so they talk and so forth. And he apologizes and he tells her, he wants her to be, friends with Fix because Fix is important to him and so forth. And he doesn't want to see them upset with each other because both of them are important to him. But he expresses his feelings about her. And they kiss. And while they're kissing, who's coming through the backyard trying to come through the window? Wade. And Wade stops and sees them kissing and is all in his feelings and turns around. Poor Wade. You was never going to win this one, Wade. Sorry, dog. You was never going to win this one. And then KB tells Pulang about Fix's parents. The fact that Fix's mom could never have kids. And then magically, she had this miracle baby. And Pulang puts two and two together and says, oh, shit. So now, Pulang's mom comes home and catches them. And they weren't doing anything when she came. But she was like, you need to come out of here. Are you staying for dinner? He was like, and Pulang was like, no. So he said, no, I'm going home. And she was like, well, how you get home? He said, my car. And the mom was like, your car? Because she's like, wait a minute, you have a car? Because that's, rich people stuff. A teenager got a car? So he was like, yeah, I got my car. And so she started asking Pulang, how old is he? She was like, he's only like 17. He's in school with me. So it was real cute, that part. Finally, Fix's mom calls someone and tells them, I need to speak to you urgently. And we know what we think that it has something to do with now people are getting closer to finding out that Fix was a part of all of this, and she might really be Pulang's sister. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to bet that she's not her sister, but maybe she was still involved in this whole shebang of child trafficking. Finally, we lastly see Pulang is going and getting all that stuff that she ripped up. I talked to y'all earlier about all of the research she gets. She tapes it all back together. Now she's fully back into figuring out whether or not Fix is her sister. And that's how it is right there, y'all. Another great episode. Something about these even episodes. They're so good, y'all. So good. I can't wait to see what happens when the principal finds out about the swim coach. And now that Fix's mom is in the scene. I want to see more of KB and Poulain together. Oh, yeah. Y'all, let's get in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Until next time, that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out.